You should usually ask before you do that. It's kind of intrusive. Are you trying to be intrusive right now?
No, I'm just enjoying
You're on a
this.
power trip. Would you just get out of my...
Well, this is James Kalm again, the bike, and we are on West 21st Street. And we're going to try to sneak in here at the Gogosian Gallery and get some pictures of Damien Hirst's dots. But I think we're going to have to go on the spy cam. We switched on to the spy cam mode now, and we're going to sneak in and take a look. We'll pan around the gallery here. One of the things I enjoy about bringing you viewers video is that it really gives you a better idea of the artworks. You know, you really have a hard time telling about the scale and how human beings relate to these pieces if you only see a still photograph. Now, I've seen a few of these dot paintings here and there over the years, but I was still kind of surprised when I saw the show, at least the 2/3 of the show that's here in New York. I haven't made it uptown yet. But I know that Damien has a factory of people that are making these works for him. Still, I think that there are some kind of almost conceptual painting aspects of this. Now, this is a nice piece. This is a little piece. It's probably like 30 by 20 inches, something like that. And I think some of the smaller early works Damien might have even painted himself. But when you compare that to something like this, you kind of see that Damien's formula really could be almost endless. I don't know, this piece could be 40 feet long, something like that. I was looking at it earlier and thinking there must be tens of thousands of dots on there. And one of the things I was wondering is if there is some kind of system that he uses for selecting the colors. And speaking about his colors, I think one of the great things is that he's using a lot of grays and tertiaries and browns. I don't think these pieces would have the same kind of subtle qualities if this was all just pure colors. This is also a very interesting painting. I didn't get a chance to get up there and look at it real close, but it seems like these smaller paintings are more attractive. These large paintings, you have to stand away from. It kind of reminds me of when I was camping as a kid. They used to have a little saying that the Indians make small fires so they can stand close, and the white man makes big fires, but he has to stand far away. And these paintings are kind of like that. I think the other thing that's interesting is this piece here, the little dots are almost pin-sized, and I think probably proportionally the layout is similar to these other paintings. However, when the dots are smaller, you can't read the color. Now, proportionally, it might be the same amount of color to white background as anything else, but somehow those large areas of color make you see the paintings differently. It's another, that guy was actually pointing at somebody that was photographing, and they're telling him to put the cameras away. This is another huge painting. It's probably about, I don't know, 18, 20 feet tall, 15 feet wide. And also the size of the dots make a big difference. If you've got a 4-inch dot as opposed to a 2-inch dot, somehow that makes you read the color differently. I imagine there's probably a lot of time with his factory cranking out these paintings with the thousands and thousands of dots. I was also interested in these pristine white surfaces. I imagine these are all acrylics, and they've really gone out of the way to make sure that these surfaces are pristine. And even on the colored dots, they've kind of rubbed them out or brushed them out, or however they applied the paint, so that there's very little texture in those, although they are all shiny. It's also interesting to see that some of these paintings, he's got kind of a basic lighter tints or darker tints, and they really do affect the way you read the colors that are next to each other. Okay, well, that was the 21st Street show. Let's head over to 24th Street. Well, now we're going to sneak into the 24th Street venue of Gogosian Gallery and look at more dots. So the main front gallery in this venue has got mostly, I would say, the dot paintings up to about 6 inches in diameter. I think Jerry Salt said once you saw one, you saw them all. There's actually a few little changes here and there, a few subtle things he's playing with. Some of them he's actually run the dots over the edge. And there are a few other little variations. But I think this gets to what I was talking about of conceptual painting. You know, he's got a formula and then he sticks with it, and all the little variations, because he's using such a strict set of rules, the little variations make a huge difference. And here we go into the gallery of the circular paintings. In certain ways, I think these are some of the more interesting pieces, and these are a little variation, but he breaks away from his grid. This one he's got kind of a sunburst pattern. Now, I've often had some problem with a few of the guards here at Gagosian, and I never wanted to be a problem or be too annoying to people, but I have a mission. I think those dots are about the size of a $50. I like this piece because it has kind of these circular patterns, and in certain ways it's kind of like pop art. You look at it and shapes and things sort of reflect or flicker between one design and another. I'm not sure. These are probably about 6.5 feet in diameter. Tondos. That orange dot on the right was a great painting. Well, we'll sweep the large gallery here. Now you really get a sense of how huge some of these paintings are.
That cannot work, sir. That cannot work. You cannot video it here, sir.
You what?
You cannot video it here.
I'm not videoing. He knows what's going on.
It's on, right? Please.
It's not on.
You cannot do that, sir. Please.
You gonna call the police?
I'm going to escort you outside.
Why don't you walk with me? Walk with me. How's the show doing?
Sure, it's great. Sure, it's great.
Been getting a lot of people in?
Everything.
Are all these pieces sold?
I don't know.
Do we know how much they're going for?
Not even a
Millions, millions, right?
Yeah. The only way you can take pictures if someone is in the picture.
Someone is in the pictures?
Yeah, that's what they allow.
Really? Okay. Thank you. Well, I have to apologize to that guy. He's really a good guy. He's been after me for years now, and I would hate to give him a hard time, but I'm just trying to give the hundreds of thousands of Damien Hirst fans all over the world a little glimpse of what's going on here. Now, when you get into these big dot paintings, then you really approach the whole paint theory of color field. And like I was saying, I like the way that he uses his tertiary and kind of toned down colors. Those are probably about 12 inches across, those dots. And it's too bad we don't have some people walking across in front of these, because when you start to see the scale of these, it really does make you appreciate how Damien is using his painting chops. This is one that's got very light, kind of tinted down colors. In certain ways, that's almost more a painting about white than it is about the colors. Well, like I say, you really get a chance to see how massive some of these works are. That piece right there might be the biggest piece in the whole show. I don't know, that must be 20-something feet tall and 18, 19 feet wide. It's huge. And we'll try to get a little closer and see some of the surface quality. Anyway, we'll pan across the main gallery here in a second. Big dots. Thank you, sir. We're going to head out the door. So that was Damien Hirst, the dot paintings here at Gagosian on West 24th Street. Thank you, Kate.